this one pushed in a bit. Gonna hammer it out, repair that real quick. Then I just picked up a straight edge. In this case, I was using a paint stick, and I was just checking how much I had hammered out already, and if it was there or about there, or how much was left, just to give me an indication. And then it was about there, so I picked up a hammer and dolly and hammered the rest out. Once that was done, I was cleaning down my low spot where I was going to be pulling with my dent puller, and also for a ground spot. So this is how I have the dent puller set up. I have it set up for the welding rods, which is what I'm using, but I just have to switch out the tip on my actual gun because the one that's on there is the one for the leverage tool, and I need the one for the slide hammer. And this is the one for the slide hammer. As you can see, it's longer and it's got room for you to slide back and forth the little dolly. All that's holding it together is just an Allen nut, and I just unscrew that and it just slides right off. Once I do that, I slide the new one in, but as you can see, it's got like a little indentation of where the nut actually clamps down on it. You just have to make sure it's on that and you're good to go. I'm all set up. It's time to actually start pulling the dent out. And what I'm doing here is just basically pulling out the low spots and hammering in the high spots. Basically working the sheet metal, trying to leave it as straight as I possibly can so I can reduce the use of the body filler. Once I feel that I have pulled it out the best that I can, I bring out my DA with some 80 grit and roughen up the surface so the body filler can actually stick to the panel. So I bought these soft sanders a while back. Some dude named Kevin Tate's advertised them. He works for Eastwood, I want to say, or maybe he's just a spokesperson, but he was the one that I seen advertising these, and they actually work pretty well. For filler work, I'm gonna put a coat of glaze putty and do the line. I'll probably time lapse all of that to show you guys how it's done, and feather it out with 180 and 320, and it'll be ready to go to paint. As you can see here, the body line is literally non-existent. So we have to recreate that after all the filler that has been packed on. And basically what I'm doing is I get my body line tool and I get the highest spot on the body line and I follow that all the way straight through. I'm sorry if the audio is a little choppy, but I'm recording this outside and it's windy. I didn't want to do it inside because I'm like next to the compressor and that's worse. So bear with me, guys. Once I'm done marking the line with my body line tool, I basically just get some masking tape and I follow the line I created. Make sure it's joined up with the other line that's already there. Then I add some guide coat so I can see the line that's going to be left behind. Begin to sand my surface area. I'm sanding here with some 80 grit, I think. Yeah, I think it's 80 grit. And this repair process that you're seeing here, making the line, happens several times. You shift the tape from the top to the bottom a few times before you're actually done. And you're gonna see me do the tape switch maybe like 2 or 3 times on this video. But it's because I go from 80 grit to 180 grit to 320. And I'm basically overlapping the tape, not directly on top of the one that I placed, but putting it, following the outline of the tape. I clean it first because if not the tape won't stick, and then I just go right above it, basically to where the 2 tapes meet with each other. And then I sand the bottom. But like I said, this process here happens like 2 or 3 times. I believe this is the last time that I do it here. I got it nice and smooth, nice and flat, and to the last grit that I was using. And then I'm gonna pull off the tape and show you guys what it looks like. And as you can see, the line looks pretty damn straight. And once you're done making the line, you don't really want to just go off of this because, you know, shit happens. So I basically grab my bumper and I place it back up, fit it back up, see how it looks, and if they're matching with each other, it's good to go, ready to go to paint.